everybody, welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a thought of the day and a hands-off warning to a certain Manchester City manager. Yes, that is right. The stories are rife. Fucking Pep Guardiola isn't content with having as many world-class midfielders in his bloody team. He wants to steal our best player as well. We're going to get stuck right into this in a minute. It could be innocent, could be nothing, but the Twitter sphere is rife with links now for our very own Bruno Guimaraes going to Manchester City. Apparently, Pep Guardiola told him he was bueno after the game. Anyone who doesn't speak Spanish, that means good. He said that Pep said he's a very good player and they have a good relationship, apparently. But he also said that that was it and nothing more. That hasn't stopped the naughty links from Manchester City fans thirsting over our Brazilian superstar. Do you know what? Pep Guardiola's got a history for this. He fucking flirts over so many players. Like, you remember that thing he did with Nathan Redmond years ago when he was on the pitch practically giving him a more motivational team talk than his own manager? You know, if I'd been that position manager, I'd have walked on the pitch and said, "Oh, Pep, fuck off. Leave my player alone, you horrible little fucking twat that you are. You know, stop flirting with my players." Imagine you went up to a bloke's missus in the pub like that. He'd fucking jaw you. You know, I mean, I know he's a great manager and he's charismatic and he's got that suaveness and all that, but fucking hell, Pep. Don't overstep Pep. It's a good little rhyme, that. But yes, I really hope that there's no truth in this, to be fair, because if Bruno Guimaraes was to leave Newcastle United for Manchester City, we'd be absolutely fucking distraught. Bruno has just won the North East Writers Player of the Year, rightly so, because he's absolutely brilliant. And in Manchester City's midfield ain't getting any younger either, to be fair. There's a few players there that might need to be replaced. You know, there's, I think Gundogan's a free transfer in the summer. You know, De Bruyne, who's still mint, obviously isn't getting any younger either. Bernardo Silva's also been linked with leaving quite a lot. Personally, I hope there's nothing in this. I think that Manchester City's sights may be set a bit higher than Bruno. As much as I love Bruno, I think Jude Bellingham is a player that they'll be looking at massively in the summer, unless Liverpool get bought by massively rich Qataris or something like that. Then I can see Jude Bellingham going to Liverpool and being that centrepiece signing. But yes, it's a bit worrying that Pep Guardiola's flirting over our own Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno did okay the weekend, I think, against City. He certainly belongs in that company. He's not phased in that company. I think that game was maybe a little bit too much for Joe Linton. I think Joe was all right, but you know, Bruno can hang in that company with De Bruyne and guys like that, you know, and not be overly phased by it because he's got that quality about him. But yes, it's not great news as a Newcastle fan to be waking up and seeing your star player and Manchester City being linked on various social media outlets. Hopefully Eddie Howe will just pour cold water over that. But Bruno did say when he won the Sports Personality of the Year, or the Writers Player of the Year, that he absolutely loves Newcastle. He loves being there. You know, his obviously his whole family and with him. You know, his dad's like a local celebrity in Newcastle. We sing his name every time he even breathes. So hopefully all that will come into account if Pep Guardiola and his water cooler comes calling in the summer for Bruno Guimaraes. On a serious note, the season's tailed off a bit. Not getting top four could potentially bring out some suitors for Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, there's talk about him signing a 200 grand plus a week contract, which I really hope that he does, because you know the Sharks will be circling. You know, and this happens to loads of clubs. I mean, look what happened to Liverpool. You know, the likes of Luis Suarez and Philip Coutinho when they were the star players, and you know, with respect, it was Liverpool were a much bigger side then than we are now. So I think not getting top four this season may draw out some of these shithouses for our star players, but hopefully the club can resist the temptation. You know, Bruno can resist the temptation. Tell Pep to fuck off and stop trying to flirt with our players, you bastard. You know, you can take Callum Wilson if you want, Pep, to be fair. You know, we'll have Haaland. We'll do a nice little swap deal if you fancy that. Maybe Eddie Howe should start saying that. He should start saying, I thought Erling Haaland was brilliant, you know, and then just start flirting with the Man City players. To be fair, I'd love John Stones. Let us know what you think about that in the comments below. We do need a right-footed centre-half to potentially take over from Fabian Schär in the summer, and I think John Stones would be an amazing signing. Maybe Eddie Howe should start waxing lyrically about him, but I'm sure there's no malice by Pep, but it really pisses me off when managers flirt over your players, because there's no smoke without fire. And Pep Guardiola knows exactly what he's doing there. He's trying to subtly unsettle Bruno Guimaraes with the potential sounds that maybe he could be tempted. I mean, you know, this isn't the first time we've heard this. Real Madrid was another one who apparently spoke to Bruno previously, so that's a concern. So the club need to really get a handle on this quick. If we don't finish top four, which I don't think we will now, probably 6 is probably the best I think we can finish this season, but they really need to tie Bruno down to a long-term deal and make sure that you know, teams like Manchester City and so forth, and Madrid and all them don't come calling for our Brazilian superstar, or we will be absolutely fucked. We need to build a team around this player. We don't need to lose him. So yeah, thanks for the flirting, Pep. You know, it's a bit like bloody Mark Wright saying he likes blondes as well as brunettes. The wank, even though he's married to Michelle Keegan. I'm not having it, Pep. Fuck off. You've got loads of midfielders, all the money in the world. Go buy Jude Bellingham or something. Piss off and leave Bruno alone. This is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team. We'll call United. Please stay, Bruno. Don't go to Manchester. It's a shithole anyway. We love you, mate. Stay in the tomb, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.